Okay, we'll finish the preface here of Book 4. I am able, also, ipses me, I am able now to be seen to either be catching you or testing you. So it'd be like tricking you or catching you. Whichever one believe, that's an imperative. So believe whatever you like and fear everyone. Start with me. Start fearing or believing. What do we got? Listen to this thing, Exordi of Virgil. So he's going to quote something. Nusquem tuta fides. So nowhere or on no occasion is fides loyalty safe. Or of Ovid, where the land lays open, this feral or wild Erinyes rules. You would think they have sworn into a crime or committing of a crime. Or this of Menander, for who does not concite of it, who doesn't get excited in this, the magnitude of his talent. Detestar, does he detest the consent of the human race as it tends towards vices? Omnes et malos. He says, everyone live evil lives, everyone's evil who lives. And under the stage, as if a rusticus poet, as if a country bumpkin poet, he proselytes, he jumps out onto the stage. Doesn't receive a senex, doesn't receive an old man, nor a boy, nor a woman, nor a man. And he adds that not singularly do we sin, or individuals, or does a single man sin, neither does a few, but the crime is contextum into human nature, I'm guessing. There's crime in sinning in people's nature. 20. Fugiendo ergo. We have gerundive things with S, so that means must be done. So, therefore, fleeing must be done, and retreating into yourself in se. Or rather, more precisely, recede from yourself. Run away from yourself. This to you, although we are divided by the sea, I will attempt to prestare. I'll attempt to give this to you. So that subindi usually means immediately after, or from time to time. Looks like immediately after here. Immediately after I've injected my hand with you, I will lead you to better things, meliora. New to plural. And lest you are thinking in solitude, lest you're alone thinking, hink, I'll mix my sermons with you. I'll mix these words with you. Eramus una, we'll be one. We'll be one. We'll be together. We are in that part. We'll be in that part which is Optimus, the best part of us. We'll give in turn concilia, ideas that are not depending on our vultuses, which are our faces, because they're writing by letter. Audientis. So normally, I guess when you're looking at someone, you read their body language and the face of the listener. Here they're doing it by letters. 21. Longe, I'll take you far away from this province, lest by chance you're entrusting great fides in history, and you're beginning to please yourself whenever you are cogniverating, whenever you're thinking, I have this under my power, this province, which sustained and broke the plural fourth declensions of the greatest cities, and when into the Carthaginians and the Rome was lying at this reward in Gentes' huge war, the huge war between Punic Wars, I think they were called, Carthage and Rome. They had a couple of them. Okay. Which 4 of the leading Romans, of the Roman leaders, this is the whole empire, man contracted into one place it saw, and it nourished them, it elewitted them. The fortune of Pompey it bent, for the better maybe. It looks like fortune's being used by a multitude here. It fatigued the fortune of Caesar, it transformed the fortune of Lepidus, and it took the fortune of all of them. And I'll just read from the lobe. What I got? Seneca's probably thinking of the First Punic War, 264 to 241 BC, when Sicily was an important battleground, and the Second Punic War, 218 to 202 BC, during which Syracuse was captured by the Roman general Marcellus, 212 BC. Okay, 22. Which, if we go from the lobe side, it was Sicily, was there at this huge spectacle, from which it's clear to mortals, what we got, how quick it could be able to lapsus, to slip to the bottom from the summit, and how by diverse roads Fortuna, the nominative, has destroyed Magna Potentium, a great powerful peoples, great states, etc. For in one time it saw Pompeii and Lepidum go from the maximum fastigo, the topmost peak, dejected to the extreme. Alita means differently, so they fell differently. Pompey, he figurated from another's army, Lepidus from his own. That's the way that they alited. They were different. And starting one of one. And so accordingly, so that, or in order that I can lead you then totem tail. I can lead you totally away, even though it's it's not an adverb. Although Sicily, talking about Sicily, may have many great things, I suppose, has Malta in itself and around itself, which are marvellous things, so because there's many marvellous things around Sicily. Meanwhile, all your questions of the province I will pass by, and your cogitations I will drag off into diverse places. For I will queram with you. I'll ask questions with you. This, that, in the superior book, earlier book, I distulate, I put off, what do you call it when there's a large gap? Looks like he passed it by anyway, or he postpones, probably the word you use. This is why, thus, the Nile, which is a river, which is the purpose of this book, abundance, why it overflows in the Estivus Mensis, in the summer months. Cui, probably to this question. Philosophers trade iterant, they say, or have handed it down, that the Danube is to have a similar nature. That'll because the source is unknown, why it may be bigger in Astarte than winter, than in summer than winter. 1-2. So it's book 4, 1-2. It's apparent that both are false. For etnet, we might just take it as for the head of this, the Danube is in Germany. We've compared it, we've learnt or discovered, and indeed it begins to grow in Astarte in summer, but it's still trickling along in its normal measure, this time for the Nile. With the Nile, this is ablative absolute or something, with the Nile trickling along during these months, in the first months when it's hot, when the Sol, that's the big yellow thing in the sky, is more vehement, inside of these extremes of spring, and the Neves mollets, the snow melts, antiquam, and which is all consumed or melted before then, when the Nile begins to swell. Okay, so it's comparing them again. But in the rest of summer, it diminishes and returns to its winter size, magnitude. And from this even, it is diminished, it even shrinks a bit more. But the Nile, before the rising of this dog star, it increases in the middle of summer to beyond the equinox. Okay, and here's the Daily Dictionary of Uttram. Direct or indirect questions. You can see it with nay, nay, or nay. Here's its correlative an. So without nay, you can have Uttram an. Oh, there it is. In the classical era. With indirect interrogations, nay, 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 and without nay. There's with neck nay. Introducing a disjunctive question with more than two members, with and beginning at each clause after the first, or introducing a single question with the expressed alternative, the similar use of an. And that's it for the day.